I want to share with you the one thing that really held me back from becoming a writer for years. So I say this a lot in my emails and all of my content, but I knew I wanted to be a writer pretty much since I was 8 years old, but it took me until probably age 28 to actually break into writing for the first time. And I want to share with you what was holding me back, why it took me so long to make the leap, to jump into freelance writing and to stay in a job that I was not happy in for so many years because I didn't think I had any other options. The one thing that was holding me back was waiting for permission. Okay, waiting for permission. That is what held me back. And I'm going to explain this, and maybe you can relate to this too. Becoming a writer requires portfolio pieces. And to get portfolio pieces, somebody has to publish your work. So I was stuck in this chicken or the egg conundrum of, well, I don't have a portfolio because no one's published me, and no one's publishing me because I don't have a portfolio. So it was just this circular thinking of, how do these people wind up getting published and getting these portfolio pieces? How do I get them? And it just held me back. I didn't take the chance. I got into a career as a salesperson because, quite honestly, it was the only profession that would take somebody that was fresh out of college and didn't really know what they wanted to do but could communicate well. So that's the first thing, is that we believe that somebody needs to publish us in order for us to create this portfolio, and then we can start pitching. And that's not the truth. The truth is you can create your own portfolio pieces. You can self-publish them. You can make them look like someone published them by polishing them up. I show you exactly how to do that in my free content. You create your own portfolio, and then you use that to go out and pitch clients. So see, that's the opposite of what we typically think we need to do. Instead of waiting for somebody to give us permission and publish us, we just create our own samples and start pitching. So that's number one. So that kind of is the block that holds a lot of new writers back from getting started, is this portfolio situation. But then maybe you do have a portfolio and you are still struggling with this. You're still wondering, how do I go? How do I get clients? And that's where this second level of waiting for permission comes in again. We think that jobs need to be posted, or we need to get on Fiverr and Upwork where people are asking for writing clients, and we need to then answer them, right? So again, we're waiting for permission instead of just reaching out and cold pitching, which is this proactive way of putting your foot forward and actually going out and grabbing the opportunity. Cold pitching is the opposite of waiting for permission. So maybe you're already cold pitching and you're like, yeah, I get it. I'm not waiting for permission. I am actually actively cold pitching and nobody's answering me and I'm not getting enough clients. Okay, so here's my answer for that. On some level, you probably still are waiting for permission, because there's other ways to get opportunities on LinkedIn other than sliding in the DMs and sending a message. And that is this. When you see people posting and you are going to be on LinkedIn, growing your network, doing what I say to do, which is sending these thoughtful connection invitations, using my cold pitch templates, you're growing your network, you're gaining these connections in your ideal niche, your ideal audience, the people who you want to be seeing their posts, the people who you want to be pitching. You're going to see them posting stuff about departments they're hiring for, stuff that's going on in their job. They're putting out thought leadership content on there most likely, and that gives you another opportunity to pitch them based on what they're saying. So let me give you an example of this. When I was on LinkedIn and I had a really long-standing client, a big software client that's like probably one of the most impressive logos that I have on my copywriting website. And the reason I got, how I was able to get that client was not because they had posted that they were looking for a writer, and it's not even because I cold pitched the content marketer at that company. It was because somebody on their marketing department, somebody within their marketing organization, had posted that they were hiring certain marketing roles. I think they were maybe hiring demand gen, stuff that didn't necessarily have to do with content writing and copywriting. But I reached out to her and I said, I see that you're hiring in your marketing department. I know you did not ask for a copywriter, but I'm a copywriter and I write for your target audience and I would like to write for you guys. Here's my portfolio. Are you available for a 15-minute call? I actually have that exact pitch screenshotted of what I said to her, and her responding favorably and saying, yeah, actually we are looking for that. I have that screenshotted in my template. So if you go to my highlights in my Instagram profile, it'll say start here, and I have all these links to my free resources that you can download. And in the template resource that I provide, I screenshotted that conversation. So when I create templates, it's not about like, hey, just say this. It's about, I screenshotted what I said. I screenshotted what works, and I'm proving to you that this does work. So that's the biggest thing that holds writers back too, and that's what held me back, was waiting for permission and really just creating or taking this really passive approach to client acquisition instead of reaching out and just grabbing opportunities and assuming and just putting your foot forward and being okay with being rejected. Like just today, I wanted to go to, this happened last night, right? I wanted to go to a like women's meetup group that my church is holding, and it's a women's brunch and they're having a speaker. And as soon as of course I procrastinated because I have social anxiety and I needed to really push myself to go to anything that requires a group setting. So I go on to buy the ticket and it said, I'm sorry, we're sold out. So I just was like, you know what? It says they're sold out, but let me just message them and see if there's any possible way that I could still get this ticket. So I reached out, I sent them a Facebook message and I said, listen, I see you're sold out, but I want a ticket. I know I'm too late, but let me know if there's anything you could possibly do. And they got back to me and I got a ticket. And it's like we sometimes just see so many boundaries and so many closed doors when really, we really just need to ask. But more importantly, we need to be okay with potentially getting a no. The more you ask, the more you put yourself out there, the more rejection you're going to get too. Now, slight caveat to that is that if you are sending hundreds of cold messages and not getting any responses, you need to check what your message says, what your profile is, how you're positioning yourself, determine whether or not you're reaching out to the right person. So I don't mean to come on here and be like, just keep sending messages, it's gonna all work out. No, unfortunately, it's not if you're sending the wrong message. So you have to troubleshoot. And that's something I do in my online course is like, hey, you've followed my instructions up until here. You're cold pitching. You have your profile. You have your website. You have your pitch. If you are not getting responses, here is a checklist of things I want you to check to make sure that there's not something wrong with your pitch, right? Because no feedback and crickets and complete silence is a message potentially at a certain point that your message might be flawed. You might not be reaching out to the right person, all of that stuff. Let me look at what people are asking. Our portfolio is never going to be perfect. Best to do what you can with the resources available and take the leap. Yes, Gina. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I never had a portfolio when I started. Oh, how did you get it? I'm curious how you got your clients. Can you please share that screenshot? Girleen053, go to my LinkedIn highlight, or not my LinkedIn, my Instagram highlights, and download my 4-step formula to getting clients, and you will see on there the screenshots. Once you download it, it'll land right in your inbox, and if you have any problems at all, reach out to me and I'll make sure you get it. So that was my message for today, is stop waiting for permission. I hope it helps. Good luck cold pitching, and always reach out to me if you need any help.